Hi, this is Dr. Jeff Cumberland at Nebraska City Chiropractic, and I want to discuss the difference between a food allergy and a food intolerance today. And these two words are something that is commonly, confused. They're commonly used interchangeably, and they're not necessarily the same thing. So food allergy would be where you would eat something and you would have an anaphylactic reaction. You would have swelling of the throat, you would have itchiness, hives would be a possibility. All these different anaphylactic reactions like you have in any other kind of allergy situation. Now, food intolerances are a little bit more subtle. They don't react in the same way. They still impact your immune system. They increase the amount of immune activation, but they use a little bit different system. They use either IgA or IgG in the gut, and one of them can react up to a day later. The other one can react up to 4 days later. So it's not like, that immediate allergy reaction that you get on a lot of other things. It's a delayed response in many cases, and the responses are very subtle. They can show up with just inflammation in the gut. They can show up with headaches. It can show up with kind of a brain fog type of feeling. It can show up with stomach cramps, gas pains, diarrhea, constipation. I mean, there are so many different presentations of this. And within certain people, you're going to react different ways to different foods. If you have a sensitivity to gluten, for example, you may just wake up tired. You might have a little bit of brain fog. Whereas if you drink milk or eggs or different things like this, you may have more of a stomach reaction. So there are a lot of different ways that these go about. They are not the same thing. Most of the time people know their food allergies. They've been tested, they've had the problem since they were little. Their food intolerances a lot of times don't show up until later on in life. They don't realize that that's what's actually causing them until later in life, I should say. A lot of people tell me that they don't have problems with food, and then we test their food intolerances, and they're like, I don't have a problem with that. Just remove it for a month and see how you feel. You can add it back in if you want and see how it reacts. And most of these times these people don't want to add these foods back in. Their body has adapted to these changes. Your body will get used to about any situation that you put it into. Food intolerances are no different. Get your food intolerances tested. It really is going to change your health. It's going to decrease the amount of inflammation in your system. It's going to decrease the amount of immune activation in your system. So, you may be less likely to experience something like arthritis, for example, because you're decreasing the amount of inflammation in your system. You might experience less memory trouble. Along the same lines, you might not be as high of a risk for an autoimmune disease because you're not constantly activating your immune system. You're not constantly fighting off. Food intolerances have a big impact on our health. A simple blood test is worth the information. So, if you have any questions, I'm happy to talk further about this. Thanks for listening. I'll catch you next time.